Hey YouTube, it's Kelly. I just thought I would pop on, and I don't think this is going to be a long podcast day, but I just thought I would share something that was on my heart. So I wrote a poem. Sometimes I like to do that. And first, I thought I would read the poem with you, to you, and then I thought I would share a little bit about what it means to me because I had a session earlier today and it kind of correlates with that, so I'll explain a little bit about that after. But the poem is called The Power of No, and it reads like this. Who can state the importance of the word no? It truly can control where your life may go. Every yes or no is a choice that you make about which roads you'll pass and which ones you'll take. There is so much power in each single no. You can go high if you refuse to go low. So make your choices wisely, then you will see all your no's took you to a place of beauty. So to me, that principle of saying no is something that for such a long time you kind of hear, but for me, it didn't really hit home just how important the word no is. And that's because I can be a very gracious person. I believe in unconditional love. I believe in, having, we're all imperfect. We should have patience with each other when we're going through struggles. But, one of the biggest no's I've learned in my life is not to accept less than I deserve and not to accept things like disrespectful behavior. And I had to learn that the hard way. And one of the biggest ways you can do that is through the power of the word no. And so I was working with a client today. You have no idea who I'm talking about, so I can talk a little bit about it. But basically, I use the analogy that if you're looking for your dream car and you only want one car and you have your dream car in mind, but someone offers you a clunker of a car and the car drives, it'll go from here to there, but it has, 20 dings in it and it's not your favorite color and it's, it's basically the bare minimum, but it will get you there. But someone offers you that and you accept it, then you are going to have a clunker of your car sitting in your parking spot. And when you have, that's my cat. So she's saying hello. But if you have a clunker of a car sitting in your parking lot, in your parking spot, then you essentially are not saying no to the thing that you could be saying no to that would make room for your dream car. So if you said no to the clunker of some offering of like the bare minimum or whatever, you still would be leaving room out there for what I believe is the universe, God, to bring you what you deserve, right? But if there's one saying, it says the enemy of the best can be the good, And so sometimes when you say yes to the good or the mediocre or, that's oftentimes the enemy of what you really want. Oh, sunlight just went out. Still getting used to podcast stuff. So I'll just do the rest in the dark. I don't care. That's fine. So my point is that if you say yes or accept, I even should say accept. If you don't say no to the wrong thing, then you could miss out on the best thing. You could miss out on your dream thing. And I think there is something so hugely important I have learned by this point in my life, that you have to say no to the mediocre thing, to disrespect, to the thing you're settling for that you're like, is this enough? I don't know. You have to say no to it, because when you say no, you're declaring to yourself, to all the people around you, to the universe, to God, that you're like, I deserve better. And I know I deserve better, so I'm going to walk out in faith, trusting that you are going to bring me better. And every time I have done that, God, the universe, brings in better because you are taking a leap of faith on yourself. But it would not have happened if you didn't say no. Those two little letters can change your life so much. And it just was on my heart today to come on here and say that because, I think a lot of times that our yeses matter a lot, and they do. What are you saying yes to? What are your habits in your life, and what are you choosing to do? But what you're choosing not to do is equally as important, if not, I might even say more important at this point in my life. What you choose not to settle for, what you choose to say, at one point in my life, someone said that counterfeit experts do not study counterfeit. They studied the real dollar bill so that when, a counterfeit comes along, they say, no, that's not the real deal, and because they know the real deal so well that they're like no to everything else. So my point is just, I have a real heart for know what your dream thing is, dream car, your dream person. This is how it played out today. It was who is your dream person that you want to be in a relationship with? And I'm not saying perfect, right? But I'm talking about, consistency, respect, making you feel safe and secure, and a best friend and funny, or whatever your dream person is, and have that general picture in mind, and say no to mediocre, the dinged up car that could be sitting in your parking spot. Because as soon as you do, you're gonna make room for your dream car. So I just felt like it was on my heart to say that. Again, kind of a quicker podcast tonight, but it was on my heart. I hope that you are doing well and taking care of yourself, and I will see you next time.